Hey there, this is Vicki coming to you from Upper Room Ministries, giving you your daily dose of spiritual oxygen. What would you do is the question. What would you do if? My daughter, who is 15, is reading a book called The Glass Castle, and the teacher has assigned it, and I was moved, stirred, I believe, by the Holy Spirit to check out the book. Typically, when a kid has a book that they're going to read and there's some questionable information or verbiage in a movie or book, you're sent a piece of paper and the parent has to review it and give permission. My permission as the parent, as the mother who is training the head and the heart and stirring and stoking the fire within them of their spirit. Well, I don't always review them, but I was stirred this time. I want you to know that's a discernment marker. The stirring is a discernment marker to do something. So I did. I checked out the book on audio. I've been listening to it. I can't even say online the words that I'm hearing in the book. Now, it's supposed to be a very good book, and I think its spirit of the message is probably very good. And my daughter says, Mom, the spirit of the message is good if you can get past the language. Well, hang on. We know in Proverbs 18:21 that what you speak of the tongue, you receive its fruits. Life and death come from the power of the tongue. Also, Proverbs 23:7. As you believe in your heart, so shall you be. Now, her mind, her eyes, her lens, her immaturity is reading this vocabulary. They take the Lord's name in vain so many times I've lost count. They call women, the words I can probably say are whores. They say a C word in there to describe women. They say the B word. They say the S word. They say, and multiple times. I'm only 16% of the way through in the book, and you know by the history, there's going to be more verbiage like that. When I talked to my daughter and said, I'm checking out the book, she goes, oh, Mom, you might not want to. It's not the kind of book you'll be okay with. Did you hear that? One, it's a testimony of how I have trained her head and heart. She knows through the filter that I've been in the training what's okay and what's not okay through the lens and language of love, lens and language of the Holy Spirit of heaven. And she said, it's not going to come into agreement with that. You might not want to watch it. Do you get that? The reason why I'm driving, by the way, is I dropped her off for a running event. So I like to talk to you when I'm driving as a mom. And be assured, I'm not very distracted. I'm not distracted at all, really. I keep my eyes on the road, and this sort of thing is very early in the morning. All right, going back to safety. So when I get into a car, I have safety here. I have safety with that beep you heard that says you're too close to a car. We have a lot of cars, so it lets me know you're too close. Do you see those safety parameters? And then there's a warning signal when the safety parameters are not being adhered to. That's in the natural, you understand that? But there is also supernatural laws. Whether you know them or not, whether you like them or not, doesn't matter. They're still active. Whether you know the speed limit on the road and you're speeding in that area, the police officer doesn't really care. You sped. That was up to you. It's on you, the driver. Now, take that natural into the supernatural. And in natural terms, I, as the mother who's training the head and the heart and stoking the flame of fire in her spirit, have a responsibility to address the situation at hand. Now, when I address the situation at hand, St. Paul teaches us I have to do it in a way That's to build up, not tear down. I have to do it in a way that's encouraging. Do you have anything in your life that the Holy Spirit's drawing your attention to and telling you to take action? And in the action, we have to follow the lead of the Gospels. Why is that? Because in Ephesians 6, it does tell us we're in a war, but it also tells us we wear the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, sword of truth, and shield of faith, and feet firmly planted in the Gospels. In the Gospels, St. Paul tells us this is the way you are to respond, not react. So while I was listening to this, I do have a responsibility to be responsible to respond. This is a gift to you. All of you have something going on in your life, like I do. I have many things going on, where the Holy Spirit's drawing your attention in because you're in the divine current. And he says, oops, look at that. That's a vortex. Don't get caught up in that. I don't want my daughter to get caught up in that. Do you have someone, or even yourself, that's being exposed to something that does not come into agreement with heaven? Of course. Of course. We all do, because that's the battle. The Holy Spirit has drawn your attention to it. The writings in the Gospels have told you how to do it. And the vocabulary in how to do it comes from the Holy Spirit. So I'm going to write a letter. After I write a letter to the teacher, I'm going to step away from it for hours, maybe a whole day, so that I can come back to it and have a perspective that what I'm reading is actually sending the spirit of the message, that I'm an encourager, I'm not tearing down, I'm building up. Here's your invitation to do the same. God bless you. From my heart to yours, let's live on the breath of the Holy Spirit and teach others to do the same by our witness. All right, check me out on YouTube. Your Daily Dose of Spiritual Oxygen, Vicki Smith. Press like, hit subscribe, and the notification button. And if this can be an encouragement to someone else, pray it forward, share it. Until next time, God's got this, He's got you, and ride the divine current.